Bull or bear tomorrow? I think we got it right last night with the coin. And she's coming up a bear. Good evening. Hey, what's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in lovely Lauderdale by the Sea. Sorry I got the video up a little bit later than normal. Not that it's like I'm late all the time anyways, but my laptop, my Mac laptop where I do my videos, and I've got it directly linked up with the guy that edits them, just took a crap on me tonight. Not that old, actually older than I thought it was. Got it in 2021. And no Apple Care. Boo-hoo. Well, let's see what happens. Anyways, back to using my desktop here, so I hope this video doesn't turn out too bad with the audio and everything. And live Duval Street here, people out enjoying themselves, probably like a 72, 73 degree night out, 74 at best. And a lot of people out there enjoying themselves. Most of them tourists, because as you know, Key West is a big tourist town. And if you've never been to South Florida, I definitely recommend that you take the trip down to the Florida Keys. I'd rather see you drive than take the cruise ship in there, but either way, beautiful little town and lots of fun. Well, what else is lots of fun? Not to precious metals markets today. They weren't lots of fun if you were looking for upside action, but you know, if you don't expect anything from these crooks right here, except the opportunity to buy the frickin' dip, then you're good to go. You're good to go. And that's exactly what I'm going to talk about here in a moment. Metals down here in the Crooked Crimex markets down 1907. Silver below that $24 mark at $23.52, and platinum at $10.44. What does this all mean? Well, it doesn't mean shit, because it's really just it's a predetermined play made up by a bunch of commercial banks that you know, rinse and repeat. Do the same thing. Drive it up $5, knock it down $5. Drive it up $5, knock it down $5. And the real question is, which I don't know and I can't answer you, neither can anyone else out there, including the world's smartest man when it comes to silver manipulation, Ted Butler, is when this crooked behavior ends in the Crimex, Comex markets. What is it going to take for it to end? Is it going to be the reduction or the reduction of physical supplies available out there? Ted Butler talks that the SLV, a big reason that that big short position is in SLV is not because of capitulation by silver buyers or people that own silver, but merely because of the fact they don't have the silver to cover the amount that they're short with. And again, it gets into complex contracts and all that stuff. Ted Butler explains it best. But again, criminal markets, whether it's $5 up or $5 down, and nobody complains when it's $5 up. You know, nobody calls the CFTC or calls out these criminal crooks in the Comex markets when it's $5 up. But when it's $5 down, everybody starts remembering who the players are and what casino it's done in. The CME Group's casino, actually. Well, anyways, these are great opportunities to buy at lower prices, folks. As you know, I believe that these prices have been artificially held down for quite some time. Silver, most of all, but even gold, and I'm sure platinum as well, being a smaller market than even the silver market, I think, as far as volume and all that stuff, and the players involved with it. Smaller the market, the smaller amount of players out there, the easier it is probably to manipulate. And that's why we don't really see this massive collusive behavior. Maybe we do in the gold markets with these big commercial banks, because they can't afford to play at that level. Gold's, you know, again, gold is a much bigger market as far as its volume and the amount of money it takes to play in that market, and the fact that it's an international bank market where central banks are players as well. So, and the World Bank and the IMF and all those other crooked MFers. Well, all right. I can go down a dozen rabbit holes here, but folks, it's a great time, again, to buy the frickin' dip. If it goes below this $1,900 mark, which I wouldn't doubt, and we start seeing a sub $23 route, which is possible. Again, tough to say. Depends on the next reporting that's done, and the COT reports that come out, and you know, whether these big commercial banks have hoodwinked the managed money into the same old shit they've been doing for the last 40 years, especially in the silver markets. But buy the frickin' dips when it comes to physical, and it's a great opportunity to again, just stack at a lower price. And the premiums are down. I've been talking about that for a little bit. Well, I can't make this video too long because the way that I'm transmitting, you can see how old school I am, transmitting my video to the guy that does the editing for me. It'll take forever. So again, I got to keep this fairly short. Good article on gata.org, sound money legislation introduced in Mississippi. What does that really mean, sound money? It means that lawmakers in Jackson, Mississippi have introduced legislation to exempt gold, silver, coins, bars, and rounds from the sales tax, state sales tax. Great start. Not sure if it means that Mississippi is becoming a hard money state, but great start eliminating sales tax on precious metals. What I'm curious is, I didn't read the bill, and if someone wants to say something in the comment section, if you read the bill, whether Mississippi is going to just, like the state of Florida. In Florida, we have no sales tax on bullion sales. Now, mind you, bullion sales can be Krugerrands, maple leafs, gold bars, that kind of thing, and even eagles to some degree. You know, Merrick, but that's they got their own exemption. Any bullion products in Florida and silver gold are exempt from sales tax if the sale is over $500. That's the sales tax exemption Florida has and has had for a long time, actually, many years, thanks to my father, who is recently departed. William Youngerman, I believe, is another one. Nick Hauser and Larry Lee, who's departed as well. Those guys were really instrumental in getting rid of sales tax in the state of Florida back a long time ago, and I had to give credit where credit is due, but apparently someone's doing a good job in Mississippi eliminating sales tax on bullion. And what I was going to mention too is Florida has a complete exemption on any sales tax on U.S. Coins, which means all U.S. numismatics and U.S. Bullion-related items are sales tax-free in Florida, like gold eagles, silver eagles, U.S. 90% sales tax-free in the state of Florida because it is legal tender. And again, that's written into our sales tax law thanks to guys like who I just told you about. Well, anyways, good job, whoever got this passed, and I'm sure it's some precious metal and coin dealers that got this legislation passed in Mississippi. I'm pretty certain of that. And another good article tonight. Pozar was right. Saudis confirmed non-dollar oil trade plans in Davos. I'm saying a lot tonight. That's the drinking word for tonight. All right, I just had you. Anyway, sorry about that. My throat is very dry. That's probably why. Well, anyways, New York repo guru Zoltan Pozar, and a lot of you have been reading about this guy, especially if you follow Zero Hedge, Wall Street Journal, and all the big publications out there as far as economics go. That the petrodollar, the days of the petrodollar have gone wayside. I mean, especially with this recent administration that's really pissed off the Saudis quite a few times. So the Saudis just aren't willing to play anymore as far as the petro. Again, we've weaponized the U.S. dollar. The one power that the United States had was the Federal Reserve, which is the U.S. dollar. It's the one power that we had. It's kind of like a clause that we had on the entire global economic system was the U.S. dollar. It was the one powerhouse, our one ace in the hole for Americans. Considering it's a fiat currency on top of that, all right? You know, I don't have a lot of respect for any fiat currencies. They never last for long, and they're always end up getting screwed at the end, whoever holds them. But we were the dominating power all over the world because of the dollar. That has become less and less the case over decades because we've weaponized the dollar in so many different ways that it's going to screw us. And again, it's what Ron Paul said many years ago. You ever heard the term blowback? Blowback is a term I think Ron Paul said was used by the CIA to describe when they created an event or they created something or did something which had implications down the road that they did not anticipate. They call that blowback. And that's exactly what we got with years and years of weaponizing the U.S. dollar. We've got blowback. And then they did it to the worst people they could have done it to, which was the Russians and the Chinese. The worst thing we could have done is weaponize the dollar against the Russians and Chinese. It was the best weapon we had against them. But again, look who runs our country. look who runs the economic system, look who runs the political system, and even look who's running these major corporations. A bunch of lame-ass, dumbass sons of bitches, you know. All right, I digress there, and I got to make this very short. Last night I was talking about my conversation with the AI, artificial intelligence, and someone mentioned to me that it wasn't a sentient AI, and I agree with that 100%. I'm very much aware kind of what I was talking to, but it was still very interesting. And thank you for pointing that out too, because you're absolutely right. This is not a sentient AI. This is an AI that repeats what data has been input into it by its creators. And actually, if you watch last night's video, you'll see that it even tells me that in a couple different ways, and how that its creators, and another commenter pointed out, how its creators can actually, alter its answers by its biases as well. So very interesting conversation. You know, I'm going to continue it a little bit tonight, because I did ask a few more questions. And by the way, you can look at this site too. It's chatopenai.com. Go there and open your own account. Very cool and fun to do. And I suspect that, and somehow the machine is learning from us as well. At least that's how you would think a good AI system would work. But let me kind of give you a little highlight, or not a highlight, but tell you what I asked it after I did my video last night, and I was done showing you guys what I had said already. I said to the AI system, based on data you have, current world political and economic data that plays a part in gold prices, what is your assessment for higher gold prices or lower gold prices? And it says, as a language model, I can provide information on historical trends. However, I'm not able to predict future outcomes. Good answer. All right. I respect that. Including the direction of gold prices. The price of gold is influenced by various factors, including global economic and political environment. True. Interest rates. Supply and demand. Investment sentiment. Yeah, I guess. But well, I mean, we all know it's kind of manipulation, and that's what last night's video was: is getting AI to admit that, yeah, there is manipulation, and it did. This AI program said, yeah, absolutely, there is manipulation in the silver markets. Hence my video last night, which we'll get to a little bit here. What else here? Interest, supply and demand. Currently, the world, now it brought this up. AI brought this up. I did not bring this up. Currently, the world is facing an unprecedented economic and political uncertainty due to the this right here. And it has affected the global economy in a severe way, and central banks and governments around the world have taken unprecedented measures to support their economies, such as interest rate cuts and quantitative easing. These actions have the potential to create inflationary pressures, which could lead to higher gold prices. However, it is important to note that the price of gold can be affected by a wide range of factors and can be very volatile. Additionally, many experts have different opinions in forecasting the price of gold. It's important to conduct through research, and there you go, in investment decisions. There's a canned answer that it says over and over and over when you talk about financial stuff. I guess it's like the insurance that the programmers, remember when I talked about garbage in, garbage out, the programmers of this AI program stuck in there just to make sure that you didn't think that they were responsible for giving you financial advice. And here's what I said. May I correct you by saying that this did not cause the economic wars too. Poor decisions by politicians, decision makers, and bureaucrats caused economic woes we suffer now. This is my response to this, and it really was the response to something that I didn't even bring up, which is this right here. Unprecedented, due to this. Now, I didn't even bring it up, but I wanted to remind the AI that it was not caused by that, but it was really caused by poor decisions. This is why we're in a bad situation. This whole thing could have been handled differently. Now, a year ago or 2 years ago, you could have been thrown off of any forum for just saying that, but now we know it's absolutely true. It wasn't this that destroyed the economy. It was the reaction, the knee-jerk reaction, and the reactions of people that didn't understand what blowback was, okay? So I pointed that out here. It was caused, the suffering was caused by the decisions that were made as a result of what of this right here. I don't want to say it. That was brought up. And the AI, again, apologizes for any confusion. I like that. Maybe the AI is just saying, sorry, you're confused, dumbass, to me, but it's kind of in a way. But then here it says, you are correct that the economic downturn caused by the right here critter was not solely caused by the pandemic itself, oh, I said it, but also by the decisions made by politicians, decision makers, and bureaucrats on how to handle the crisis. Governments around the world have implemented various measures such as this and such as this to slow down the spread of this, which have had significant impact on the global economy, including businesses shutting down and job losses. These measures have caused a significant increase in economic activity, which led to a downturn in the global economy. It's important to note that the economic downturn caused by, see again, it goes back to caused by that. It wasn't caused by that. And in fact, the AI is a bit suffering some kind of conflict here, because it just tells me that really it wasn't caused by this, and it admits, yes, it was wrong, and it was caused by, the economic downturn wasn't caused by this, it was caused by the reaction to this right here, okay? So a bit confusing here. I'm not sure if, again, this AI suffers some cognitive dissonance. Probably not. Doesn't have the ability to feel emotions. Cognitive dissonance is, it just has a conflict with itself. Because again, it says this economic downturn was caused by this. Meanwhile, it tells me I was correct. It wasn't caused by this. It was caused by the reaction. So tell me what you think of it in the comment section. And again, I'm having fun with this. Hope you are as well. I don't know how I got off onto that, but really, the results of the reactions that we took to the critter back in 2020 really screwed everything up. Not the critter itself, but the reaction to it and how they closed everything down. But in some weird way, I kind of feel like it's a great scapegoat. It's in this war, it seems like the great scapegoat. Get their minds off of that. Get their minds on the war now. Get their minds off the war. People have short attention spans, especially most Americans that watch any kind of television, news, and media, and believe it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, anyways, I digress there. I'm going to get out of here because I can go down that rabbit hole as well and talk about last night's video, which was AI, artificial intelligence says silver is manipulated. Good video, I think, folks. I think you might enjoy it as well. I'm going to just answer a few questions here because, I always threaten not to answer everyone and acknowledge everybody, but man, that line's getting longer. Thank you, Dario Perez. Appreciate that. I don't know. That's really a decision you got to make, brother. Tim Gibson says from the end of the world to 2001 to 200. Yeah, wars suck, man. I kind of know where you're going with that, and I read it earlier, and just wars suck. There's nothing good about wars. I know people will say there's some economic good, but it's such a few that benefit at the expense of even a handful of mothers and a handful of brothers and sisters out there that lose people they love to these fucking money wars is insane. Thank you, Tim Gibson, for commenting. I appreciate it. Man, I used to be a big war. I loved all those war movies. I was indoctrinated, but I guess as you get older, you start to see reality for what it really is. Reality, I guess, not for what it really is, because that's reality. But, all right. Balzac 419. I need to move to South Florida. Chicago sucks. That sucks, dude, man. Chicago, I've never been to Chicago. It's one of the few cities I've never been in the United States. I've traveled quite a bit through the U.S., a lot of states and cities, but not in Chicago. I always wanted to go, and always heard it was a beautiful city, but, that's what happens when you let the clowns run the show, and you get rid of the managers and you get rid of the ringmaster and you let the clowns run the show. That's exactly what happens. You get that. Sorry about that. It could happen anytime, anywhere in the U.S., including Florida. Michael Matthews, yeah, it's pretty cool, wasn't it, Michael? Donald's no 5303, $60-$70 Silver Peak, which chart showed not about 35 would be event. The AI must be, yeah, probably, maybe. Well, no, it's not. It just gets its data and information from these morons right here. And trust me, I don't have much love for the other side either, folks. As you know, I'm kind of, oh man, what am I going to say? Equal opportunity hater of both parties. All right. HDCVO2570 says, people you know I'm getting with is about to make your own decision. Meaning the yeah, we use intuition. We all use our intuition. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Hermosa Beach Guy says, yeah, I made an interesting statement that you did not highlight. Yeah, I did miss that. You're absolutely correct. It's possible that the team that created me, again, this is what AI said last night. It's possible that the team created me that had their own agenda. All right, it didn't just say bias here, and it kept saying bias a couple times in the conversation. But the AI actually said it's possible that the team that created me had their own agenda. Wow, that is cool. Or bias in choosing the training data might not be an exhaustive representative of all the facts and information on this topic. You're right, Hermos. That was a absolutely wow, very heavy statement right there that AI machine last night made to me, and you're absolutely correct and nailed it. And there's a lot of honesty in that statement. Forgive me if I'm misreading that, but yeah, there's a lot of honesty, which they'll eventually program out, I'm sure. So, thank you. Super Battle, what's up? Robert Watkins, yeah, about 960. That's what I thought. I didn't know where they came up with that number last night. Celtic Knot says, Space Oddity, how heuristically program algorithmic computer. The only solution is that malfunction is disconnection to power down. You know, power down. That's, anything's wrong with my computer. That's what I did tonight with my laptop when it just wouldn't turn on or the screen wouldn't come on. I just kept hitting that power button on and off like a dummy. After the third or fourth time, I should have figured it was not going to start. Oh, anyways, hope to have it repaired by by next week for sure. That's pretty damn funny. I wouldn't admit to saying it's funny, especially to some of my lady friends out there. But funny, I like comedy. It's pretty funny, man. You nailed that one. I guess we're all like that, though. Hey, fish guy, my wife for 40 years tells me I have artificial intelligence. So I'm manipulating buying gold and silver stacks for our whole marriage. So who is artificial? By the way, last time we went to Baltimore, you got sick. Just saying. Yeah, man, I'm probably going to go to Baltimore again. And I hope I don't get sick again. Yeah, I came back with, what did I get? I think I got the COVID when I came back from Baltimore. Yeah, that's it. I got the COVID when I came back from Baltimore. Whatever. I already had it. I'm not scared of that shit anyway. Watch, I'll say that and I'll croak next week. Rick and G-Man, by the way, thanks, Right Stuff Works. That was interesting. Yeah, I thought it was too, dude. It's bad when your silver stack community won't even explain simple market trends because they want to unload their heavy bags on you. Until silver makes a higher high than last night's significant high around 25.15, you're still in a downtrend from what it was 2011 or 2012 when silver hit the high of about $50, that significant high of what 25. Until proven otherwise. Yeah, Pumper's calling. Yeah, I know you got a lot of people calling for $80 silver a week, but the problem user KNHCC5SQ6F, that's a pretty wild name. Memorize that, I doubt it. But the problem with that is you're assuming that the price upward, or maybe even the price downward of $50 was organic. The problem with these markets is that there's nothing down. The downtrends, uptrends mean nothing. Really, what it is a preordained play or a preordained plan continually made out by the big commercial longs, the big commercial banks out there that drive these prices down, drive them up, screw around with the managed money. They've been doing it for years. So there's nothing organic about these markets. So, the word downtrend is really meaningless when the market is so rigged like it is. All right. But I appreciate your comments, and I'm actually one of those people that I think that we're going to probably see at some point $75, $100 silver. Where it goes, higher or lower, I'm not quite sure, but we're at least going to see us hit our high and maintain our high of $50 or more per ounce, because silver is not as common as people think. I think if you had to gather up all the available gold out there and all the available silver, there'd be much more gold available out there, at least available gold. Silver, not so much, man. The markets are pretty drained of physical metal. And, anyways, just repeating myself. Hey, thanks for commenting. I appreciate that. Right Stuff's Work says, hey, I used to think it would be fun to have a conversation with you. However, I see your conversation with the computer goes, and now I think I will stick with comments. Oh, I wasn't rough on that computer, was I last night? AI? I don't think so, man. I was just asking it some serious questions, and the damn thing was actually polite. You got to love it when the AI is polite, you know. Well, what's polite? Anonymous Andy 7467 in the United States is ancient. Yeah, yeah. It's kind of, you know, all empires fail, all fiat currencies fail. I think we're seeing the failure of both, and we're living it, actually. Stephen, what's up? Wow, that was fascinating. Yeah, maybe the downfall of these markets. There will come a time when these things will know everything. No one will be able to hide. Well, I think really there are people that have near close to supercomputers that use algorithms and all kinds of crazy stuff to try to determine where markets are going and to front run people. You know, you remember the high-speed trading platforms they had not too long ago. Technology will get to a point where it will give these large companies, not will, is giving these large companies huge edges. You know, edge against all of us. All right, they're giving you know a competitive edge against all other traders. The technology, again, if they can afford to pay for the technology, even if it means you know, again, trading something like instantaneously, faster than anyone else, being able to pick up trends instantaneously. That's what you're seeing with technology, and that's what you're seeing with these larger and larger firms and commercial banks that have access to this kind of technology. Well, anyways, that's just my opinion. Maybe I'm a conspiratorial type guy. Maybe a little bit of both. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Wow, that was fascinating. Oh, I just repeated that. To remember is to live. That was that Space Odyssey as well. To remember is to live. Something that Hal said. I don't remember, but it sounds like something Hal would have said. Hey, thanks, Anonymous Andy. Appreciate it. Michael Porter says, are you a sci-fi fan? Your discussion with AI reminds you of James Kirk getting computers to question themselves and overload destruction. I wasn't trying to get the poor AI to overload into destruction. Yeah. That's pretty funny, though. I do remember that Star Trek show, showing my age. Thanks, man. Kit Von Dahl says it's a job to answer you as accurate as possible. This is not sentient AI. Yeah, I said that earlier. And I agree with that statement at all. I'm glad you made that too. That's why I mentioned it earlier in the video. Joe McDonald says, stop bullying it. You made the poor thing cry. I'll most likely dumb it down. I don't think so, Joe. You're a smart, handsome fella. Always got good comments out there as well. Thank you for commenting. And, of course, thank you for watching. Christina says, the charts to me is like trying to read Chinese. Yeah, man. I can kind of get my way through charts.
We'll see.
What did I just do? Oh, man.
All the activity, all the cars going by.
I blew it. There I go. There I go hitting buttons again. And sort by newest. Let's get back to that. Where we go? There we go. Okay, back down here. And its ability to fascinate an audience. Yeah, well, if you're talking about the AI, yeah, I was really fascinated by it. I really was. I kind of just was thinking of ways to stump it and ways to kind of get it to answer certain questions. Meanwhile, understanding again that it doesn't have opinions or anything, and that it has the AI that I was playing with last night and tonight only has the ability to draw upon the data and information that was given to it prior to 2021 by the designers that created it. And I even asked it earlier, was Wikipedia one of its sources? And the AI said, yes, Wikipedia is one of my sources. So all of us know out there that are not AI understand that Wikipedia is not accurate by many means and is actually very politically motivated to some terms. And I suppose AI also draws its knowledge from places like Snopes.com and other bullshit sites like that. But anyway, you know, garbage in, garbage out. I've said that over and over and over. Let's see here. If you watch L2 in the morning at 4, bring that up. Yeah, some crooked stuff goes in the overnight markets that just, you know, why are people trading in any kind of volume in those markets at all? They're just quiet markets. Globex markets, they're Crimex markets run by the CME Group Casino. The world's leading criminals and derivatives. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking with it. Where we go from here? Copper. Yeah, I don't really follow copper, but copper is a very important metal. And you did kind of make me look at it last night a little bit just to kind of see what's happening with copper, but I can't comment on it. I am far from an expert. And I can tell you, don't buy copper rounds. The premium is like 6,000%. Okay, they're cool, but don't buy them for an investment. I pounced on a waterfront property. Oh yeah, good read here, man. Good deal, dude. Took gold that you bought in 1998, turned it into property, bought more gold. Tangible wealth is gold and land. I can't argue with that, my friend. In your opinion, when do you believe gold will be revalued? I don't see it. I don't see the gold price being revalued. I see the fiat being revalued, and on a daily basis, well, not so much on a daily basis, but year to year, that's the only thing I see being devalued is the price of, our buying power of our money. I don't see gold being devalued whatsoever. But that's just my opinion. If I didn't answer exactly kind of what you were saying there, ask me again there, Jackson. Appreciate it, and thanks for watching and commenting. I really appreciate that. Skynet. Yeah, Focus Stacker, what's up, dude? Robert Buying 3005 says your concept of preserving wealth is right on the mark. Thank you, appreciate that. Town Center 7602 says, is the AI learning or is it aware of program deceptions and covering its track? Ask again to see if it learned, maybe in a different conversation than IP. That's what I was asking you guys. Ask him kind of the questions I was asking last night. Because it's the AI program said now that it knew that manipulation happened, it would respond that answer to other people that asked that question. So ask about manipulation in the silver market. See what it tells you when you log in. And again, it's free to log into. It takes like a minute to do. And it's pretty fun stuff. I'd imagine most people start researching if they get the first good fish memories. Everything's manipulated. Yeah, everything is manipulated in life. And again, I was fully aware that the AI I was talking to last night drew its conclusions or assertions from data that it got online and data that it was fed by potentially biased and agendaed designers. All right, so really cool conversation that brought all of that up. So that was what I actually found more interesting than anything. It's stark honesty to some degree. It's like talking to a 9-year-old, a brilliant 9-year-old that doesn't know whether to, doesn't know better. Anyways, hey, that's it. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Ware Coins and Precious Metals. If you're buying gold, silver, and platinum at any amount from $1 to millions of dollars worth, come by and see us at our brick and mortar store since 1995. We're open 10 to 4 Mondays through Fridays. If you live outside the state of Florida and you want to buy more than 100 ounces of gold and more than 1,500 ounces of silver, give us a call at Commercial Ware Coins as well. We can accommodate you in the larger amounts as far as shipping. Again, if you're buying smaller amounts, please visit us in our brick and mortar store in Lauderdale by the Sea. And again, don't forget to visit me at the Lakeland Collectorama Show, February 16th to 18th at the Lakeland, Florida RP Center coming up. Free tickets right here. All the information you want to know is on this page as well, which is the collectoramashow.com. Again, thanks for watching, folks. Hopefully I get my other computer back, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye now.